Hey guys, welcome to my first official movie review. I did review Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, but it was like a 30-minute long video, and even with editing, it was not going to take out a whole lot. Plus, by the time I would have gotten it out, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 would have been out for about a month by now or then, so it'd be kind of irrelevant. I went on over to Netflix, and I watched a low-budget horror movie that I heard about through Perry Nimroff, who is on Collider News, or Collider Video, whatever you want to call it. And she mentioned it in one of the movie talks of this week, and I got kind of interested because the way she pitched it was, it is basically Jaws, but set in the woods and with a bear. And you guys don't know this, but I love the woods. I love to go hiking and all that kind of stuff. I've never had any experiences with bears or anything. I hope I never do. But I love movies that go with the bear in that aspect and stuff, and it's got kind of a creepy vibe to it, because that's always been one of the things I've had when I was a kid, is whenever I go in the woods, I'm intrigued by it because it's kind of creepy, if that makes sense. So anyways, this movie is called Backcountry. Now, I wanted to watch this to see how it was, and I've got to say, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. It has just the right amount of tension to kind of spike your nerves. It has 6 characters in total. Yeah, I'm looking on the IMDb page right here, and it's only got 6 characters cast, but actually one of them isn't even a character in the movie, and one of the other ones I never remember seeing in the movie. Really, there's only 3 characters in this entire movie, 4 if you want to count the ranger at the very beginning. So it's pretty impressive what they do with mostly 4 people in this low-budget horror film. And another thing I've got to praise about this movie is the build-up to the bear felt like it was earned in a way, because it wasn't like it showed the bear right off the bat. It wasn't like it took too long to show the bear. Like, it didn't do the thing where it builds up the bear the entire movie and then you only get to see it for about 30 seconds total at the very end of the movie. You do see it about 30-ish minutes before the end of the movie. If that, it might have been sooner, I'm not sure. But it's sprinkled all throughout the movie, and then it finally gets shown, and you're like, whoa, there it is. Stuff's about to happen. And stuff does happen. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but stuff happens. The ending of it is pretty hard to watch, I will say that. And it does get really slow in the last 20-ish minutes or so of this movie. That's kind of why it's a little bit hard to watch, because it just kind of drags on. Which leads me into what I didn't like about this. I thought the tension was fun and everything, but I felt like a lot of this movie just really kind of dragged on for too long. There were a lot of times where there were shots of just someone's face, and it was really shaky, and it was like rotating around their head and stuff, and it was just really weird. And some of these shots would stay there for like 2 minutes straight, just around this person's face, and they would blur the person's face to show the background, and then they blur the background to show the person's face because they wanted you to focus on the face. But it was almost like they did that also so you could be watching the background to see any kind of little movement, which is good, but I just felt like it went on for a little bit too long most of the time. There were a few times where it worked, but for the majority, there were a little bit too many super long face shots. Now, the other part of this movie that is a gripe, but it's a small gripe, because I understand. This movie is a total of 1 hour and 32 minutes, so about the regular length of a movie. But the plot of this movie, I feel like, should only take an hour at most, because really it's, you know, this standard kind of hiking horror movie trip where people show up, you get this kind of creepy vibe, you may see a person on the trail here and there, and hear a little bit of exposition to kind of get you on the edge of your seat. And then as the third act unfolds, this bad stuff starts happening, and then by the end, either everybody dies or someone gets away and there's somewhat of a happy ending, or both people get away, everybody gets away, and it's a happy-ish ending. So I feel like it could have been shrunk down a lot more, because I think a lot of that time is like what I said, where they spent too much time on long shots of close-ups, and I think that probably took up a lot of screen time. Anyways, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. If you guys are a horror fan or like some kind of creepy woods, forest, hiking kind of movies, this is definitely for you. Backcountry is pretty awesome. It's on Netflix. As long as you got Netflix, it's free to watch, because you kind of got to pay for Netflix. But it's pretty good. I highly recommend you guys check it out. And thank you, Perry Nimrod, for suggesting for me to watch this, because I really enjoyed it. Without further ado, that's my review, and I will see you guys later. Peace out. Well, that was my review. If you guys liked this, please leave a like down below and comment a movie you'd like to see me review next. In the meantime, why don't you click subscribe right here on my main channel, and maybe give my gaming channel a check out.